Okay, so today we're talking about chapter 7. Okay, so first thing I'm going to be talking about is multiplying and dividing.
So in this type of equation, you can see it's multiplication, so the first thing you're going to do is factor out what you can. And since it's already flipped upside down, you don't need to flip it again because it's already been flipped. So what you're going to do next is factor out what you can factor out again. Next, you're going to cancel out whatever you can cancel out, and since there is nothing else to cancel out, you move on to the next step. Now what you're going to do is multiply the whole equation by 2, and then do the same to the bottom, multiply the whole thing by 3. Once you simplify, then you get your answer.
Now I'm going to show you how to solve dividing with rational expressions.
You have the equation, and the first thing you're going to do, since it's division, you're going to want to flip the whole thing over to make it multiplication, and then factor out what you can. The next step, then you cancel out whatever you can, then you're left with your final answer. So with adding expressions, you're trying to get the same denominator as the bottom number, so you would multiply by 2 and then multiply by the x, and then you would end up getting x plus 6 over 2x. So with subtracting expressions, the way you solve these is you start off with the equation, and then the first thing you want to do is factor out the numbers that you can. So you factor out the numbers, then you start to receive numbers that you cancel out, and then once you cancel them out, then you're left with a smaller number. And then the answer that you get, or you factor down all of the numbers, is going to be your final answer. So when solving rational equations, the way you work these is you get the equation, and then the first thing you're going to want to do is find the LCD. So with the numbers at the bottom, you're going to multiply and cancel them out. And then the numbers that you're left over with, that you canceled out, you're going to use the other number and then multiply them. Then you receive a new equation. And then you keep factoring down until you receive your final answer until everything's factored out. It takes Tim 10 hours to clean the whole house, and then it takes me 5 hours to clean the whole house. The way this equation is set up is you put x over 10, because that stands for 10 hours, and then plus x over 5, which are my hours, and then you're going to multiply the right side by 2 and then the left side by x. Once you get the same denominator, then you equal it to 1, and then the way you figure out the rest is you set the equation up below as 10x over 3, and then 10, and then over 3 again. And then the way you get your answer is by cross multiplying and finding the x, which would be 3.3. So the answer is 3.3 hours when Tim and I work together. What diversity means to me is the way people do things can be different from the way you do things. So the type of music that you like, or maybe certain things that you like, may be different from what other people like. And I think Redondo can be considered a really diverse school, not only by the races that we have, the many types of personalities can describe what diversity means to me. And what I've learned is that just because somebody may have different tastes than you, or may have a different preference than what you like in like music, or maybe it's the way they dress, it's always good to stay open to what other people may like, because if you have a closed mind about things, then you're not really learning anything. So I think it's good to keep an open mind.